I'm at the airport in Lagos, and it's absolute chaos here. I've already bribed 2 people. I've been around the world, and I've never seen an airport. That's insane. That's this one you have here in Lagos.
Once the pride of Nigeria's aviation sector, Murtala Muhammed International Airport in Lagos has long been the nation's busiest gateway to the world. But now, it's at the center of a 712 billion naira controversy. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, says the massive spending is necessary to replace decaying infrastructure, expand capacity, and bring the airport up to modern global standards.
So let me explain that we have 2 terminals in Lagos. That old building, if you're approaching the airport to that long stretch of road, there's one big building facing you with the Murtala Muhammed Airport boldly written. That is Terminal 1.
That's the one you are pulling down.
That's the one we are pulling down.
Not the one Buhari commissioned.
No, that one is Terminal 2 on the right.
For years, passengers have complained about design flaws in the newer Terminal 2, too narrow for wide-body aircraft, only one entrance and exit for arriving passengers, and a baffling departure design that forces passengers to carry luggage up escalators.
As it is today, we are using boats. Why? Because even the one Buhari commissioned cannot take our passengers. So we have to now use a wing of Terminal 1 to complement. In fact, we are using 2 wings to complement the new one. You know, it was when we came into office, remember that the new terminal, even though commissioned by Buhari, if you remember, was not functional. Why was it not functional? There were a few design errors that the airline said they were not moving there. In fact, they were adamant that I now gave an ultimatum. If you remember, I gave an ultimatum, and all the civil servants told me, sir, it's not going to work because there were design errors. They're not going to blah, and all that nonsense. And they said, first of all, you know that wide bodies cannot come in there. Those double aisle, aircraft. They cannot come to anchor. Why? They are design errors. You went to build them when things are, major hangars are blocking the apron or the taxiway into that airport. We're going to pull all that down and expand that apron. And so that airport now can properly take big body aircrafts.
The cost of this renovation, over 10 times the annual budget of the entire Ministry of Aviation for 2025. And it won't come from the budget. The money will flow from the renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund to be spent over just 22 months. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had earlier moved the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund, created under late President Buhari, to the presidency and rebranded it under his renewed Hope agenda. But not everyone is buying into the government's vision. Critics, including aviation experts, opposition politicians, and concerned citizens, are questioning the timing, the price tag, and the source of the funding. Some call it a wasteful venture.
You see, this airport you see here is to be commissioned anytime from now, this year, 2025, in Cambodia. This airport was built from the scratch with $1.5 billion. You see, in my country, Nigeria, in Lagos Airport, I believe it's just to rename, because I rename everything for Lagos. Tinubu have approved $500 million. Do you know how much is 500 million? One, there's no airports that we build in Nigeria that can be compared to any foreign airports. And because none of our travel, when I say foreign airport, I'm not talking about Africa, like all this Cambodia, all this England, America, Canada. You don't see airports.
Why is it that we Nigerians, we always shout and clamor for development? We want Nigeria to be like the Western world, the Western countries. But when we make that move, or we take that step, or a step towards that direction, we come out shouting, crying wolf, and shouting and condemning the move even before the move kicks off. So today I saw a video where our current, Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, son, where he made an announcement that Nigeria will be undertaking the renovation and I think upgrade of the Murtala Muhammed Airport. and that it was going to cost us about 712 billion naira. We want good things. We want a better Nigeria, a good Nigeria. We want a developed Nigeria, but we are not ready to, accept that we need to do some things for us to achieve what we want. We can't have an America without spending like the America. We can't have a UK without spending like UK or doing things that UK does. We can't have a Japan, a China, a Germany, without doing things those countries do.
For decades, Murtala Muhammed International Airport has been Nigeria's front door to the world. But let's be honest, it's a front door that's been creaking for far too long. From overcrowded halls to broken carousels, dysfunctional AC.
Does the AC work in Abuja Airport? Because when I went to Lagos, the AC was broken, so primitive. So, sister, the AC at Lagos Airport does work. Maybe it's not blasting, no, and maybe you're a bit stressed. Like, the AC at Lagos Airport is like, is there, but if you're a little bit stressed and you start sweating, that's why you said it doesn't work. Jokes aside, though, I haven't heard anything about the AC not working at Abuja Airport. I think because the airport is a lot more modern, right? I think things work better.
Dysfunctional AC to poor passenger flow, and also to design problems that frustrate travelers. We've all heard the complaints. Many of us have experienced them firsthand. Now the federal government is taking action. This rebuild will expand capacity, improve safety, and end decades of patchwork repairs. And here's the key part. Not a kobo will come from the 2025 aviation budget. The 712 billion naira will be funded through the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund, created to deliver transformational projects within strict timelines. Critics call it expensive, but ask yourself, how much longer should Nigeria's busiest airport remain outdated? We compete globally for investment, tourism, and trade. The first impression starts the moment a passenger lands. With this rebuild, we can finally give the world a Nigerian airport that inspires pride, not complaints, an airport that works for Nigerians and for everyone who steps onto our soil. This is more than concrete and steel. It's about hope for our aviation sector, our economy, and our global image. And in less than 2 years, you see the difference. Now, the question is not whether it will happen, but whether this time it will be done right. What do you think? Will this 712 billion naira facelift finally give Nigeria the world-class airport it deserves? Or is it another expensive promise that will leave taxpayers grounded? Share your thoughts below. This is Africa Insight Official. We bring you the stories that matter from the heart of the continent. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you
to
next
enhance
time.
operations and capacity. Terminal 2 will also undergo upgrades, including refurbished platforms, enhanced canopies, expanded boarding fingers, and an enlarged apron for greater efficiency. Once completed, passengers at MMIA will enjoy a significantly enhanced travel experience. The redesigned infrastructure will provide well-organized and direct access to the terminal buildings, improving efficiency. Optimized internal circulation will ensure uninterrupted movement for arriving and departing passengers. Additionally, modernized facilities, upgraded amenities, and an aesthetically immersive environment will create a more comfortable, seamless, and enjoyable journey for all travelers. Under the Renewed Hope initiative, we're leveraging global expertise in airport engineering and cutting-edge digital systems to transform MMIA into a safer, smarter, greener, and more efficient aviation hub. Finally, the nation will be filled with hope.